good one. Luigi Camputaro and Cecilio Espino. Why do I always think that should be Mark Adams? At any rate, I'm Tompkins Barry with Bernstein Allen. We're about to watch Cecilio Espino and Luigi Camputaro. These two are bantamweights, and this is for the vacant NABF championship. Let's take a look at what these two fighters bring to this dance in Indianapolis.
After more than a year off from boxing due to a car accident, Luigi Camputaro heads right into his biggest match. He hopes to do better than other big matches he's had. For instance, a loss here to Sugar Baby Rojas. And then a loss to Johnny Tapia. And these are the two that mar his 25-5 record. But now, with a new trainer and a fresh approach to the sport, this 26-year-old says he's ready for prime time. Cecilio Espino was ready for another match at the Forum in LA when he got the call a week ago to try for the NABF title. He would fill in for injured Eddie Cook. He brings the same power of Cook here. He dominated Jose Montiel for one of his 17 KOs in 20 wins. One of his 2 losses came against tough Abner Barajas. This in a match many thought he won. But Cecilio is stoic. He says, my job is to fight, the judge's job is to judge. Well, tonight, he hopes his fighting will get him an NABF title and perhaps a leg up on a world title.
Which, of course, Al, brings us to the keys to victory.
Well, for Camputaro, he's got to remain unscathed early. Remember, he's coming off over a year layoff. Be active all the way. Sometimes he doesn't punch as much as he would like. For Espino, when I say roll the dice early, no, I know we're not in Las Vegas. I think he should go after him early and take advantage of that layoff by Camputaro. The double left hook, he's got a terrific left hook, Espino.
And you say roll the dice early, and he hopes they don't come up craps. Right now, let's get to the center of the ring. Here's Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Top Rank Incorporated, in association with the undisputed, undefeated king of beer, Budweiser, presents the featured bout of the evening. This bout is sanctioned by the Indiana Boxing Commission, Chairman Jacob Hall, Commissioner John Malone. The judges for this bout are Gary Merritt, Charles Tudor, and Bobby Watson. Physicians at ringside, Dr. Michael Dugan and Dr. Robert Kleinstiver. Timekeeper Ellie DeFavis, counting for the knockdown seconds, Harold Payton, and representing the North American Boxing Federation at ringside is its supervisor, Frank Liena. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Hall of Champions here at the Adams Mark Hotel in Indianapolis, Indiana, let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds of boxing. This is for the vacant NABF Bantamweight Championship. The referee for this contest is Sean Curtin. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner wearing the multicolored trunks, weighing an even 117 pounds. He's originally from Michoacan, Mexico, but now living and fighting out of Los Angeles, California. He brings a professional record of 20 victories with 17 KOs, only 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, Cecilio El Torito Espino. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner across the ring, wearing the red, white, and green trunks, weighing 117.5 pounds, from Southington, Connecticut. His professional record, 25 victories with 11 KOs against only 5 defeats. Introducing Luigi Hard Rock Camputaro.
Okay, gentlemen, we went over the rules of the weigh-in. Do we have any questions? I want to caution you again. Let's have a good, clean bout. Let me check your trunks here. Okay, a little bit too high. How are yours, sir? Okay, very good. Okay, touch gloves. Good luck to both of you. Protect yourself at all times.
So after the fashion report, we look at Luigi Camputaro. Incidentally, Luigi wearing a towel on which it said, "Get well, Vinny," a message to his pal Vinny Pazienza back in Rhode Island. And in the other corner, Cecilio Espino. Espino, very confident fighter coming in here.
He really is. Despite getting this bout on a day's notice, he really feels that he's in good shape, training for about February 10th at the Forum. And he feels this is his opportunity. But Camputaro, he wants to be busy. And look, already you can see how he's going after Espino.
And you see Espino is a guy who can get you out of there. He's gotten 17 of the 22 opponents he's fought out of there.
Camputaro using his head a little bit and Espino pointing it out. Showing Curtin the man he's probably going to have to complain to. Camputaro is very busy. There may
cut
be
over the right eye, I think.
Oh,
I think that's what Espino was complaining about.
And that definitely came from a clash of heads.
No question.
There's no doubt in my mind about that. Oh, what a shame if that would have a big impact on this bout.
And there was another headbutt right there. The cut is up on the brow, I believe.
Now Camputaro looks hurt. He hurt his ankle.
Either an ankle or a knee.
Or no, it was the head, maybe.
Yeah, he made us be woozy. And now they're going to say headbutt on the part of Espino. I think it was Camputaro with the other headbutt.
Give me a break. It was Camputaro that really initiated that. He's hurt. Camputaro's hurt. Well, maybe turnabout's fair play because he created the cut. And
that was a quick shot, an uppercut, knocked Camputaro backward. What a round.
Oh, this has been wild. First the clash of heads, or you can call it a butt that created the cut over Espino's eye. Then a clash of heads that hurt Camputaro. And now a lot of huge punches landed. Boy, Espino can't miss with that jab. He's a 21-year-old that thinks he's ready for a world championship right now, but Camputaro also believes that.
Well, you could just see how Camputaro comes in and ducks his head. And Espino has a tendency to take that step forward. I mean, we're going to see a lot more of that. I can almost guarantee it.
And against Johnny Tapia, that happened a lot with Camputaro. Excellent uppercut by Espino. Espino's going to have to stand straight up and box. He's not tall, but he does have more of a stand-up style. We're off to a wild start.
You said it was a night for the bizarre, and
yes,
it has been that.
And more cuts from clashes of heads. Oh, there's that double left hook I talked about. And a good one.
Espino getting off quicker right now, too. Nice uppercut again.
Boy, Espino is going to have to be very careful about keeping his head in there.
Well, it's the combination. If you watch Camputaro, he comes in erect and then ducks his head. And Espino has a tendency to take that little half step forward. Deadly combination.
He's more worried about Camputaro's head right now. You can feel it.
Espino showing a very effective jab, too.
His jab has been tremendously effective. I mean, he's just landing it, I would say, maybe 80% of the time.
I believe the cut is up in the brow of Cecilio Espino.
Listen to me.
As you look at Camputaro.
Very good round, okay? You all right?
There was a round that had a little something for everybody.
That's for sure.
Again. Give me Vaseline. Vaseline. Give me it. Open it.
Sam Romanello there.
When he misses with the right hand, come back with the straight right hand and throw the hook across. You got him cut on the left eye. Throw the double right hook, okay? You understand? You're looking good, baby.
I told him, I'm telling you, both of you, be careful of your heads. You're both coming in with the heads.
Okay. Listen to me. Work the body.
Here's where Camputaro blasted ahead. They bang heads. Yeah, that's it. And he went down like a shot. That was almost a knockdown with the head. Wow, he was hurt.
And we start the second round. And the referee between rounds went into both corners and said, watch it with the heads.
You see Espino now using a little bit more movement. We talked about Espino being effective with the jab. Camputaro, however, landed only 5 of 42 jabs in the round. So not good for him.
In the first round, Espino very effective.
Boy, 50%, when you're up around 50%, that is impressive. A lot of punches thrown by Camputaro. Of course, Espino is not the man that Camputaro was preparing for. He was getting ready to fight a lefty, Eddie Cook. But he was getting ready to fight not a boxer, but a guy who will stand in and punch like Espino, so it's not that different.
But Espino's going to throw a lot more punches, I think, than Eddie Cook. Nice uppercut, right hand behind him.
That double left hook. Look at that. The boy, when he throws that punch, it is effective. To the body and the head.
Well, early in this fight, it's clear Espino has the quicker hands of the two. You might be able to hear in Camputaro's corner them referring to numbers 2-4. The only other time I've heard that is Kevin Rooney with Mike Tyson.
He used to call out numbers for combinations. There have been various people in boxing that have done it too often. Trouble is, it's Espino who's throwing the combinations now. And let me take a wild guess. I think 4-2 means a jab and a straight right hand.
I believe you're right.
After he did it, they were happy this fight. Camputaro is effective on the inside, but boy, he does duck that head.
2 clashes of heads in that little exchange right there.
Tapia did this, what Espino's doing when we saw him box Camputaro. He's standing on the outside, big cut. That cut is opened again.
Yeah, and it looks worse now than it was before, holding and hitting by Camputaro there, too.
It would be unfair if that caused the stoppage of this fight and Espino lost. There's no question in my mind that came from a clash of heads. That
it definitely did. Yeah, and that cut now is alongside the eye. It was only up on the brow of the eye before. Now it is alongside it. It may be a second cut.
And they would not go to the scorecards until the 3rd round.
If, in fact, it was ruled as a headbutt.
Yeah, in which case, other than that, if it wasn't, then it would be a loss for Espino.
Coming to the end of the 2nd round now, and they've got some work to do in the corner of Cecilio Espino. We'll be back.
As Barry Tompkins accurately reported to you, 2 different cuts in the eye of Cecilio Espino. Dr. Barry Tompkins.
I told you, my mom wanted me to be a doctor.
You are the fight doctor, right?
She still wants me to be that doctor.
She's not disappointed, huh?
On your card after 2 rounds, Espino, having won the first 2, but he is the guy who is in some trouble. The doctor in the corner, I'm sure that I heard this right, Bob Canobio from Punch Profile will concur that the doctor said if that starts to bleed, they're going to stop the fight. And to tell you the truth, that is not as bad a cut as the one that Terry Thomas had in the last fight.
No, I really don't think it is. And where did we hear ourselves saying this before? Some guy's ahead but in trouble, and that was the case with Terry Thomas. And Camputaro, one thing about Luigi, he is tireless. He will keep coming and keep coming. Against Tapia, he did it, but to no avail. And here it would be to no avail, except that he's got that cut working in his favor. Espino's boxing well, but still blood. Now that blood, the one cut that they're talking about that's open is on the side of the eye. That is not one that, honestly, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I'd be hard-pressed to imagine that stopping this bout. Good body work by Camputaro. Luigi's really starting to get that left hook in.
Camputaro really staying busy, too. Very difficult guy to fight, Luigi Camputaro.
Hard to get a perfect shot against him. He is doing a good job of working the body. And true to what they said, he is being a much busier fighter than he was when we saw him against Tapia.
There's a good left hand by Camputaro.
And I'll tell you what, Luigi's showing a terrific chin because Espino has knocked out a lot of guys. And some pretty decent fighters, too. And he is hitting Camputaro with some huge shots.
And again, to belabor the point, that cut is bleeding. It is not bleeding into the eye. It is alongside the eye. So for all intent, it will not affect Espino.
Espino is leaning in. I don't know if that's the best thing for him to do. He should get that jab working, I think. See if he can get that punch cooking again. He is trading hooks with Camputaro. Luigi's having his best round so far in this bout, even though Espino is also getting his shots in.
There was another clash of heads.
Now Luigi moving his head much better, avoiding those punches. There was a 4-punch combination by Espino, and why did it work? Because he started it to the body. He hasn't been punching to the body much.
Espino is very accurate with his punches, but he missed those 2. And to round 3. We'll be back.
Espino has used the uppercut effectively. There was one at the end of the round against Camputaro, but in the round in which it was very close, but Camputaro might have done some good work.
And Cecilio starts out with a good right hand, and he comes back with a combination.
Good jab. And there is a lot of swelling and a black eye, really, around the right eye of Camputaro.
But a look at that cut as Cecilio Espino came out for this round, and I have to tell you, it does look a little bit worse.
They've had a hard time closing it.
In the 3rd round, Espino continuing to throw 100 punches around and still with a pretty high connect percentage.
Yeah.
Camputaro not bad either.
And interestingly, he had the edge, even though I ended up giving that round to Camputaro. It was a very close round, so you can make a case for Espino there also. I think the key for Espino now is every time he threw combinations to the body, Barry, and came up to the head, he landed. So he's forgetting that again. Toward the end of the last round, he did it. When he starts to the body with 2 or 3 punches, then the Camputaro is wide open to the head. Although the jab is working for him in this round.
This time he ties up Camputaro inside. First time we've seen him do that.
Now the jab again is on track for Espino. See, there. Those double lefts, then the right hand is available to the head. There it lands to the head.
Nice combination again by Espino.
The key for Espino is to at least start with body shots.
Camputaro goes to the body now, heeding the advice of his corner. I'm sure you can probably hear his corner.
Well, this is a rugged match. These are 2 guys. This is much like what we would have had with Eddie Cook and Camputaro. Same kind of wild action.
Well, we said at the very beginning, these are 2 guys who like to mix it up, but they haven't made liars out of this.
Good combination there by Espino.
Also said it would be more competitive than a football game. You're right about that, too. Another clash of heads.
Oh, those
nice combinations there. 3 shots from Espino.
Good move by Espino to get away so Camputaro couldn't fall against him. For a 21-year-old, Cecilio Espino is a very skilled fighter in there and very canny.
Very accurate puncher also.
Yeah. Well, he told us today, he said, I feel relaxed, I feel wonderful, I'm not nervous, and I know I can get the job done.
And you believed him.
Yeah. I mean, he felt that way. And Camputaro, too, though. Luigi always a confident young man. This is a great round for Espino.
And Camputaro's face will attest to that. But they've really been unable to stop the bleeding alongside the eye of Espino. You can look at that cut. It's not the cut above the eye. It's the one alongside the eye that really is causing the problem.
And very good work in that corner, getting pressure on the eye immediately, keeping that on for a while, and then they will work on the cut in other ways.
You can see it's a pretty deep cut right now. A reminder that when we jump off the track, Sports Center, Luigi Camputaro, win or lose, is going to know he has been in a brawl.
Well, he has taken a lot of punishment over these first 4 rounds. And most of what he has meted out, other than the body work he's done, has been when their heads banged together.
Good left hand, double left hand.
That double left by Espino, and I listed it in the keys. When he uses that, look at that jab. That is a superb jab.
Very quick hands, very accurate. You got to like Espino. This our main event, a battle for the NABF Bantamweight title, 12 rounds. Cecilio Espino, a last-minute replacement, fighting like a guy who knew he had this fight and wanted this chance, which is exactly what he said this morning against Luigi Camputaro. Neither has taken a backward step. You have Espino in front by 2 rounds.
I have him winning 3 out of the first 4, and even the one that I had for Luigi was pretty darn close.
Numbers in the last round, Espino has just picked it up. This will just indicate exactly what we've been talking about, fast hands and accurate punching.
The 55% is extraordinary, especially when you're throwing 125. Now blood from Luigi's nose.
That's a lot of blood from the nose, too.
He can't miss with those jabs, Espinoza, or Espino. I knew I was going to say Espinoza once tonight. Thinking of Louis Espinoza, we talked about a ringside report. And you know, enough boxing being done by Cecilio Espino because he knows that's an effective way to fight right now. He doesn't have to lay his head in there with Camputaro and worry about it getting hit. Smart young man, and obviously a smart corner as well to guide him in this direction.
And significantly, the bleeding is not as great in this round alongside the eye as it has been. Of course, there, again, a clash of heads and again a little bit more blood. Espino is a guy who he has the look of a champion.
He's a young man who clearly offensively has about as many skills as you want. As he told us today, he said that the thing that will make me a champion is improving my defense.
That was a very quick left hook.
And I'll tell you, against a shorter fighter like Camputaro, because he's not that tall, good right by Luigi. Against a shorter fighter, Espino will do well. His style dictates that.
But right at the moment, he is handing out a major beating to Luigi Camputaro. Jab, a snapping jab. That's not just a jab that he shows to an opponent. This is to take nothing away from Luigi Camputaro, who's fighting. End of 5. We'll be back.
Espino, oh boy. I mean, they are accurate and they are hard. And Luigi Camputaro feeling every bit of it.
Starting round 6, and Camputaro, when he looks in the mirror tomorrow, he's going to know where he was last night.
And the worst part is, in 2 days, he will be celebrating his 26th birthday. In fact, his wife, Tina, is celebrating her birthday tonight. Not much of a celebration so far for them.
We are chock full of birthdays.
A lot of them. Very special man on our crew.
Gary Clem, our ace director, good pal. Happy birthday tonight to Gary. We'd sing, but we don't want to embarrass him.
No, he's the Louisville Lip, they call it. No, that was Muhammad Ali.
Nice hook by Camputaro, but he takes a jab in return.
And that, you know, Espino has now got that jab working so well, it's stopping a lot of what Camputaro can do. But you hit on it right at the end of that round, Barry. It is not as if Luigi Camputaro is not trying. It's not as if he's not throwing punches. He just can't sustain against Espino. He's landing good body shots.
Well, and in fact, he's got a real chance to win the fight because that cut is still a pretty nasty thing. In fact, it's worse right now than it has been in a few rounds.
See, what is also bad, though, is the puffiness and the blackness are on the right eye of Camputaro.
Yes.
Oh, and again, the heads bang together. So, you know what? Espino says, here, you want an elbow? You're going to hit me with your head? I'll hit you with my elbow.
Yeah, the right eye of Camputaro is very black and blue, very swollen.
You know, and Camputaro's still throwing those body shots with terrific leverage. That double hook, though, of Espino, and it's kind of a half hook, half uppercut, has really been effective. Oh, low blow by Camputaro. Sean Curtin is not, he did warn them once for,
three-punch combination, all got that.
Sean Curtin did mention once them about using the heads, but
another clash. Sorry, Al.
That's okay. No, as you punctuated, he has not exactly been vehement in his warnings to the boxers when the point being taken away.
Espino just doing a terrific job.
And against a boxer with less grit and less determination than Luigi Camputaro, Espino would have won already, believe me.
This fight would be over.
He has landed many, many punches, landing over 50% and landing hard punches.
Yeah, that's what I mean. In praising Espino, I don't want to take anything away from Camputaro.
No, if
Espino wins this fight, he's beating a quality opponent.
Watch the head. Come on,
warning to Camputaro for using the head.
And 3 more jabs.
They are all getting there.
Oh, really a clinic. Coming to the end of the 6th round, and another outstanding round for Cecilio Espino.
Well, Cecilio Espino throwing combinations, and they are wicked combinations. The right, and then here comes the left uppercut.
Through 6 rounds, look at the jabs. That's impressive.
That speaks volumes for this fight because the jab of Espino has been so good and Camputaro's has been almost non-existent.
And Espino, too, not willing to stand in there and exchange at close quarters with Camputaro. He's setting things up with the jab, staying outside, getting in, getting out.
Tremendous uppercuts by Espino. Luigi Camputaro, I tell you, one thing you definitely can say about him is he is a very tough guy because he has taken tremendous shots. And remember, Espino came into the spot with 17 KOs and 20 wins, and some of the guys he has boxed against have been very, very good. So it's not like he was knocking out bums. Some of the fighters he's fought at the Great Western Forum have been extremely good.
Espino said he was in the gym preparing for a fight in February. He said he wasn't worried about the distance, said he wasn't worried about being in any kind of condition or taking the fight on short notice, and he's showing that.
And now he is doing what Johnny Tapia did so effectively against Camputaro, boxing, moving, and landing.
The other thing that he does is he gives Camputaro a million different looks. That time he came right-hand lead. The other time he started off with a hook. Sometimes he goes to the body. He's even come with an uppercut lead on occasion, and that's to say nothing of the 250-odd jabs he's thrown.
Yeah, truly amazing. I mean, this is a very nice performance by Espino. I'll tell you what, just look at Cecilio Espino. We've seen Eddie Cook, we've seen Junior Jones, who's a terrific bantamweight. Cecilio Espino, be fascinating to see him match against some of those kinds of people.
Don't you have an idea we will? There's another headbutt, and that one actually I think was caused by Espino.
I'm going to count Luigi Camputaro out of this match, but right now he is taking a beating.
Sam Romanella is running out of numbers. He went 2-4, 4-2, 6-8.
The face of Camputaro is really swollen now. And we talk about the cut over Espino, but there is a lot of swelling on the face of Luigi Camputaro.
Yeah, that eye is really not in good shape. Somebody's got to take a long look at that, too, at some point. Another good combination. Very quick hands, very impressive. Cecilio Espino. We'll be back. And again.
And here's Cecilio Espino. I'll try and contain my enthusiasm. Cecilio Espino with a terrific combination, but then that's redundant. We've seen that 100 times in this match. Oh, baby! No, isn't that, what does he do?
That's right.
What is, how does that go? Primetime things? What is that he says?
PT. He's got every initial.
That's
He's got them all. He's got more initials than Sam Romanella has numbers.
That's true.
Through 7 rounds. Look at these numbers.
Oh, man. I mean, you know, the thing about it is, to land 54% of your punches when you're throwing that many is extraordinary. You know, I mentioned Eddie Cook. He was hurt here. He has a hip pointer. He's still scheduled to face Israel Contreras for the WBA Bantamweight Championship Sunday, March 15th. Guess what network that's going to be on?
Let me guess.
Ours.
ESPN.
Amazing. How about that? So that's going to be fun. Junior Jones would have fought in that one, but he has a hurt hand, so Eddie Cook is in it. And I'll tell you, this young guy here, Cecilio Espino, got to be thinking to himself, I'd love to get a title match.
And he would be an excellent opponent, just based on what we've seen here tonight. Nice right hand. Came up over the top, set it up with the left.
Well, we hated to see Eddie Cook have the hip pointer, but I got to tell you something. Being able to see Cecilio Espino has been a real joy. Yeah. Not for Luigi Camputaro, but for the rest of us.
Luigi Camputaro is barely seeing Cecilio Espino right now.
And you know, Luigi is coming forward. He's still throwing punches. He's trying as hard as he can, but to no avail. And those are still hard body shots. And tomorrow, when Espino wakes up, he's going to hurt around the body. He's taking some big shots. But boy, that right eye of Camputaro is just about closed down.
Very bad.
Yeah, Espino, though, has slowed just a little bit in this round, and I think the body shots have had an impact on him.
He is looping his punches a little bit more.
See, I was just going to say that. We have been working together now for, what, over 3 years, and starting to think alike.
Scary, scary thought.
I'm going for help immediately when I get home. There's the combination punching from Espino. But you are right, he's starting to throw those punches a little wider. Boy, the face of Camputaro is a mess. But you see how he's cranking those body shots. I don't know how many of those left uppercut hooks Espino has landed this match.
A bunch, suffice to say.
And I mean, those are hard punches. Nothing like getting hit with uppercuts.
There's still a ways to go in this fight, too, and Camputaro really started to take a beating here. But still throwing punches.
He is, and in this round, of all the last 5 or 6, has done his best work. I doubt that he won it, but he did some good work.
And the other irony is that the cut over Espino's eye is not bleeding any longer.
Harold Brazier, there's the young man that we talked about, and it's a shame that Harold was not able to perform better against Pernell Whitaker, but still a great guy and revered in this area.
And there's the man of whom we spoke. A quiet moment. Take a look at this picture, folks. You won't see it very much.
First time you'll ever see that mouth not moving. Oh, there, Gwen. Come on. He's got nobody to talk to. There's nobody near him.
There's a little equipment repair as a glove. And they always have to keep a glove at ringside now. How many times have we told this story?
I'm not going to tell it again. We're just going to... There is Espino with the combinations. And I'll tell you what, that's probably a blessing in disguise for Camputaro to get that glove. But I'll tell you what, and I hardly ever say this, you can almost make a case for stopping this bout because of the punishment inflicted to Camputaro. Espino landed 63% of his punches in round 8.
So he may have been slowing down, but he was no less accurate. And you can see that eye is a serious problem. There's also, from that angle, you can't really tell, but a lot of swelling on the cheek, on the left cheek.
Keep working on his eye, Tony.
And while
that's all we're gonna do is put the glove on, please.
I'm trying, Sean. I'm trying. You know.
little activity in the corner there. Sean Curtin trying to hurry Sam Romanella along, and Sam saying, "I'm trying, Sean. I'm trying." When of course possibly, and he's got a cast on his hand. Sam, why doesn't? I think maybe they should have somebody else tie this. Don't you think?
Probably a pretty good idea.
Well, I said it was going to be a weird night. I just knew. And there is Cecilio Espino, who is waiting. He'd like to get at him.
No te sigas echando para atrás. Si lo ves que viene, se quita más rápido una vez. No deje que esa bomba entre abajo, que es la única que entra.
And you thought the Super Bowl was long.
This is taking longer than it did to get that first kickoff going during the Super Bowl. Which at this point, the Buffalo Bills wish had never happened.
Things went downhill after that, didn't they?
Boy, what a tough day for them. 2 drop passes, and the Redskins playing about as well as a football team could play, and another dreary day for the AFC.
And it appears that we are ready to go. So we start the 9th round. With a left hand again by Espino. Espino is just taking complete control of this fight.
And he's doing it by boxing well, which is the smartest way to do it.
Good right hand by Espino again, and now Espino clearly in front on your card.
He has dominated the last 5 or 6 rounds completely. And you know, the last round, Camputaro did start to do some good things, but it just wasn't enough.
Espino changed his strategy completely, and about the 3rd round, I would say, was trying to crowd him and brawl with him inside. A few headbutts changed his mind, and he has fought a brilliant fight tactically.
Yeah, he has moved, but still landed a lot of shots like that jab we just saw.
Swing and a miss.
See, you say you're not
2 more.
You say you're not a baseball announcer.
I'm practicing. And he continues to take a pretty good beating from Espino.
You really have, I tell you what, and again, I'm loath to ever say this, but when boxers want to go on, but you got to start thinking about, in Luigi Camputaro's corner, I think you have to start thinking about the idea that maybe he's taking a little too much punishment.
And the fact is, there's no way he could win this fight without a knockout.
Unless he knocks him out, and I guess there's always that possibility, and Luigi is a throwback, he's a very tough guy, but this is a lot of punishment to take. 25 or 30 years ago in boxing, that didn't seem to bother people as much, but it does now, as it should.
Yeah, it should. And there's Camputaro getting over the right hand. So I'm sure as long as Camputaro continues to throw punches like that, there's another right hand by Camputaro.
Well, it isn't that he's not throwing. He's landing some body shots and some head shots, but... Oh, so that hurt him. That uppercut really hurt Camputaro. He's so tough you would never know it, but you could see it stopped him in his tracks.
Yeah, and you really have to start to make the case that enough is enough.
He's tough and he's game and he's coming forward. But I think it might be the responsibility of his corner, too, to step in here.
I think, though, sometimes it's so hard to see your guy losing the fight.
Well, that's true. And, you know, I hate to see him take this much punishment at this point.
End of the 9th round. There's still a ways to go, and somebody has to start to think about ending it. That was the conversation in the corner, and that's the case of the trainer speaking for the fighter. And you almost have the idea, Luigi Camputaro, he's tough, he's game. They're going to call it a knockdown.
Well, that was an overhand right, so.
Half push, half punch, though.
Yeah, I don't know that Espino was hurt. We'll see, though. And that may be the lightning in a bottle that they felt in his corner Camputaro could come up with.
Well, he will go for the last hurrah here and see if he can get his man out of there. Espino gets on his bicycle.
And he may have hurt Espino. And we may be premature in what we said, but either way.
Another overhand right there. Espino does not appear to be hurt.
No, I don't think so. I think he was knocked off balance from that punch. And now he's back. Looks to be a little bit more in control. Good right by Camputaro, though.
Espino ties him up.
That was an excellent right by Espino. Well, Luigi has never stopped trying. He has been throwing punches with a lot of leverage throughout, just taking so much. Good hook by Espino there. Moving lefty. I'll tell you, Cecilio Espino does look like he's laboring a little bit.
Yeah, he does. I mean, that punch might have taken something out of him.
And also possibly from fatigue. He has thrown so many punches. The jabs of Espino just keep landing. Look at, I mean, he doesn't miss with that punch.
That right hand was not as solid.
The jab of Espino just doing a job on Camputaro. And now you can see if Espino was hurt, he seems to have got it all back together now. Both men are tired.
Well, you're sure not going to question Camputaro's heart.
Oh, man. No, not in a million years. But unfortunately, he's taking a lot of punishment again in this round, even though he knocked Espino down. Now, here's a round where he knocks Espino down, but Espino has won 99% of the round.
Yeah, and in its own way, this could really hurt Camputaro.
Yes.
You almost hate to see it because now they won't stop the fight.
No. They'll have doubts. And he is landing some right hands, but Espino has dominated this round, even with the knockdown. I can't make this a 10-8 round for Camputaro. I don't even know if I can give him the round.
End of round 10. Interesting turn of events, but what will it all mean?
Here is the flash knockdown. Camputaro with the right hand. You be the judge if it was a knockdown or a push. I say it's a push.
Absolutely. Hit him on the back of the shoulder.
It was ruled a knockdown, and because of that, we went in the books that way. Although in that round, are you ready for the numbers? Camputaro was outlanded by Espino 51-18 in round 10.
And I would suspect that the punch profile guys didn't count the punch that knocked him down as a landed punch.
Yeah, that's true.
And that eye now very nearly closed. So what vision Camputaro might have had a couple of rounds ago is fading fast.
And Espino moving to his left constantly. Boy, it's gory.
Yes, it is.
It's ironic. Early we were thinking about the cut of Cecilio Espino, and it's been the swelling and the blood from the nose of Camputaro that has really been bad. Well, there's the longest bout. Espino is in no man's land. He's never been here before in round 11, but handling himself quite well.
Good left hand again. The left eye of Camputaro virtually closed.
It's almost as if, you know, I would reference again to the 17 KOs Espino has in his 20 wins. But the amazing thing is he's landed, maybe 60 good power shots that I think he thinks would hurt anybody. And they haven't sent Camputaro down to really hurt him as much as he would imagine.
Haven't even knocked him back on his heels, really.
No. Luigi Camputaro, I got to tell you something. From the standpoint of toughness, there are a few we've seen on this entire series that match his effort tonight.
But that is a backhanded compliment, too.
Well, it is. The only thing about it is he's not just absorbing punishment, he is throwing his own shots, but it's just not nearly enough. And even in the last round, losing 51-18, if you land 18 punches in a round, that's not embarrassing. That's not terrible. It's not great, but it shows even in a round where you're getting dominated, you're doing something.
There's a right hand by Camputaro. Camputaro still has a little snap in his punches.
Yeah, and the body should still have leverage. The problem is he's just taking such a beating from Espino. This is a 21-year-old. We've said it already. We don't want to wax too enthusiastic about him. He's a young man to watch. He's already had some excellent fights out west at the Forum, and now we're getting a chance to see him. Very talented.
I think he rocked Camputaro. Oh, what an uppercut.
My.
Camputaro is in trouble. Another one. Got to stop. Brilliant performance for that young man.
Brilliant just about says it. It really does. We have seen people come on our ESPN show and perform well. I'm not sure I've seen a better debut from anyone than we did there from Cecilio Espino. And I'll tell you what, man, we're going to see a couple of bantamweights fight for a world title on March 15. But boy, they're not going to be much better, if at all, than this guy.
Well, a wonderful win for Cecilio Espino, and he beat a tough guy in the process. Won't have a chance to talk to him, but we'll be back in just a moment.
This was me with
Official word from Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Sean Curtin steps in to stop the bout at 2 minutes, 56 seconds of the 11th round. The winner of the NABF Bantamweight Championship, Cecilio El Torito Espino.
So Espino is the winner. I said brilliant. You have a word?
I would echo those sentiments.
You have more than one word. For Al Bernstein, I'm Barry Tompkins. SportsCenter's next.
Top Rank Boxing was brought to you tonight by Budweiser, the king